suppose I should open it.
We're live. It's Saturday night. What the hell's going on around here already, man? Stuff already happening. It's beautiful. It's into the mind. It's Saturday night. Hey, welcome into the VIP Lounge. Bruce McDonald's going to be here. Rockin' Rio's here. I don't know where Epic Journeyman is. He wanders the earth. But I'm going to play a little bit of music here for about 10 minutes. So sit back, relax, enjoy yourself. It's the Independent Broadcast Network.
with a jab and a stick. I'm going lick for lick, so give me the helmet, I'll be the stunt man. Just relax, and I won't front like Anita. I'm giving you the best that I got, and I'll be taking it slow. Never missing a spot, yes. Caressing your back with chest to chest, she kissing on my freckles. I nibble around your ears before I suck upon your neck. Oh, money, bitch. Yeah, that's what you'll be screaming and creaming. But it's not a wet dream, it's the
There goes the Isley Brothers. Mine's Jimmy. It's the Saturday fun show where we do nothing and we just hang out with you. And we joke around. Here's the Palms push off.
Wait, so you gonna use me now? Well, young motherfucker, take this, take that, I can take it. But I might just lose my mind on my shirt anyway. And if it all came crashing down, just know that that it won't bring me down. Well, put me on the front lines as you're sitting on the sidelines. Don't think you can play with my mind, 'cause that's all mine. While you're slipping sideways, well, I've been making my way. Don't think I waste no more time, 'cause that's all mine. 'Cause y'all push out. Go on, push out. Take this, fake that if you wanna make it. Now it's time that I speak my mind. You can't take that away.
You know it ain't easy for these thoughts to leave me. There are no words to describe it in French or in English. 'Cause diamonds they fade, and flowers they bloom, and I'm telling you, these feelings won't go away. They even knocking me sideways. They even knocking me out there. Whenever you come around me, these feelings won't go away. They even knocking me sideways. I keep thinking in a moment that time will take them away, but these feelings won't go away. These feelings won't go away. It ain't easy for these thoughts here to leave me. There are no words to describe it in French or in English. 'Cause diamonds they fade, flowers they bloom. I'm telling you, these feelings won't go away. They even knocking me sideways. They even knocking me out there. Whenever you come around me, these feelings won't go away. They even knocking me sideways. I keep thinking in a moment that time will take them away. These feelings won't go away. They even knocking me sideways.
You are the flame in my heart. You light my way in the dark. You are the ultimate star. You pick me up from above. Your unconditional love takes me to paradise. I belong to you, and you belong to me too. You make my life complete. You make me feel so sweet.
or tales. I say no way, try again another day. I should be happy, not tipping the scales. I just won't play, letting my life get away. I'm no fool, no, I'm not a follower. I don't take things as they come if they bring me down. Life can be cruel if you're a dreamer. I just wanna have some fun. Don't tell me what could be done. You know you like it, but it drives you insane. You know you like it, but it drives you insane. You know you like it, but you're scared of the shame. What you want, what you gonna do? You know you like it, but it drives you insane. Follow me 'cause you know that you wanna feel the same. You know you like it, but it drives you insane. What you want, what you gonna
Rockin' Rio. Are you there?
I am here.
Excellent. What's happening, man?
Not much, just chilling out here, doing a little maintenance on things.
Well, the epic journeyman's wandering the earth somewhere, looking for adventures like Samuel L. Jackson. He's this epic journeyman's the Samuel L. Jackson of Hawaii.
Is he now?
I guess he's wandering the earth like Cain, looking for adventures. I don't know where he is, but I think Bruce will be here in about 3 minutes at the 20 mark. That's when he's coming on here.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Looks like the thrill is gone. We have 15 friends over here on YouTube, and I don't know who's over in the chat room over in intothemicrocosm.com because I can't reach my device from where I'm sitting. So I don't know if you've got a line on it, but there it is. Exciting as it may be.
Actually, Bruce is in the chat over there.
Is he really in there, or does it just look like he's there?
No, he's actually in there.
Is he chatting?
Well, he just became active a second ago.
Oh, so he must be see, it's 2 minutes till the 20 mark. He's getting ready.
He's gearing up.
Now we've got 13 friends. So 2 people got insulted that I said the thrill is gone. We only have 15 friends. But anyhow.
You know, that happens.
What are you going to do? I guess it's not a big deal. Well, hey, maybe it's not a big deal for anybody else. Maybe it shouldn't be that big of a deal for us, man. You know, it's like I made plans to be here, and, you know, here I am. But anyhow. But anyway. What have you been up to, man?
I've been working like a madman.
I know. Sounds like it. I think we got 1 minute before Mackie, the Mac Daddy, comes on. The return of the Mac.
The return of the Mac.
Yeah. I don't
Big
know.
Mac.
This Mike says Bruce is taking a piss off his front steps. That's funny, man. That's funny, Mike. Just because, I mean, if you live in the mountains, I mean, why not be all hillbilly like that if you could? I don't know. Can you guys hear us okay? I can't tell. It looks like you can't hear us as good as you should, and I'm just not sure. But at this point, I just really, at this point, don't feel like reaching over there.
Oh, I mean, I can hear just fine. So.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know if the YouTube, the 14 friends on YouTube we have, if they hear it, and I don't know how many people are on the website. But you can find independent broadcasts.
It sounds good on YouTube.
Oh, that's good. You can find independent broadcast network on TalkStream Live. It's on the last 3 pages typically. It's down there at the bottom, over there. So, but if you want to listen to it, you can click on that independent broadcast network icon and listen there and see. You know, the end of the microcosm one's not there. It's only there for an hour a day, Monday through Friday. So it won't be there. But the Independent Broadcast Network is always there, so you can go there and do that. For the 14 people that are here that didn't know that, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you add Mr. MacDonald?
No, not yet.
You should add him now because it's now you're now 1 minute late.
Uh-oh. Okay, give me a second here. I will.
I know. Minutes, man. I'll tell you what. While you're doing that, I'll do this just real quick. Why not? We can do whatever the hell we want, can't we? Doesn't matter anymore, does it? No. Anything goes at this point.
Where's Mr. McDonald in my list here? There he is.
It's a free-for-all.
I was on fire for you. Where did you go? I could have died for you. How could you not know? I was alive with you. You brought in the cold. Was I being lied to? Wish I never met you. Starting to regret you. My heart just dropped. Thinking about you. Just stops when I'm without you.
That's Cannon's Fire for You. I put the link in there for you, Suzanne. There you go, Cannons. And I think we've been joined by the Talamanca Mountain Shaman himself, Bruce MacDonald. Are you there?
I am, Jimmy.
What's happening, man? That was weird earlier because my player was tuned in from last night onto Revolution Radio. And John,
it gets even weirder.
Some
dude called. They gave out my number on the replay right after I stopped chatting with you. My phone rings. It's a phone number, like area code 802. Somebody calling in to John Wayne and Bruce McDonald. I said, and just because I'd spoken to you, if I didn't speak to you, I wouldn't even know. I said, buddy, it's a replay. Oh. And he starts telling me Christ has risen, and I just hung up.
Dude, I mean, it was trippy because that's why I messaged you, because I didn't figure you were going to come on tonight. And then I heard him say, I have Bruce McDonald on the line. And I was like, oh, shit, Bruce is all active, man, calling in the John Wayne show. So I sent you a message, hey, you going to come on? You know? But and then the whole time I was talking to you, because the guy, he asked some caller a question who was a pilot, okay? And the pilot, he said he was a pilot, so so John Wayne asked him a question about, have you ever seen a UFO while you were flying your plane? And I could tell by the momentary hesitation and the tone of his that he was lying. And then he sat there and made up a story about some shit that he saw. And then he changed the subject to some other shit about the sun, not being the sun and all this shit. It's a Fresnel lens to hide Planet X. And but you were sitting there in the background and you piped in like maybe once or twice. And then I was saying to you, hey, dude, it's the guy. This is really trippy. I say, it's the guy who used to call into your show, man. He's that pilot dude or whatever. And then 2 seconds later, I click back over to it, and he's telling you on the air on that recording that he listens to your show every morning, and that you have you have this intellectual footprint and all this. But it was funny just because it sounded like it was live because you're doing your show now in the morning, right? So it sounded like it was happening right now. And then you're like, where are you hearing this? And I'm like, it's on Revolution Radio, man.
Yeah, man.
You go, fuck. You must have thought I was insane, huh? You know idea what I was talking about.
There should be a rule. There should be a rule about doing replays where a phone number is given out. Right?
Mm-hmm. Well, your phone number's been given out a million times on these replays, dude. But they don't necessarily play them on the air. And if they play them, they're not necessarily knowing that the number's on there that time. You know what I mean? They just, if someone's going to play
but hearing it in the moment is the big thing, right? Like, name a single number you remember from a call-in show. You don't remember any of them, right? But if you heard one right now, you might call in. So
exactly.
There should be a rule for that, but yeah.
There should be a what you should request is that if someone, because look, you know, if I'm going to play a replay, which I rarely do, but let's say I would go to one and I'd pick it because of what it was about, but I wouldn't listen to every minute of it to see if there's a fucking phone number in there. So what there should be is if someone's going to play a replay like John Wayne, he should make people aware that it's a replay before it plays. So there should be some recording that says, this is a best of whatever it is, please don't call in.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we were gonna do it on Revolution, on Independent Broadcast Network, that's what we'd do. We'd say, hey, you know, it's a replay, don't call in. Because people call my Skype number 24/7.
Man, these people.
People call my number all the time, dude.
These people.
I mean, it should just be common sense, right?
Yeah, I bet.
You're listening to a replay that the phone number's not live.
Dude, I swear to God, man, you guys have no idea how many times my Skype phone rings. One dude called me 60 times in a row. All at the same
OCD.
all at the same time, like one after the other. And I couldn't turn the ringer off on my Skype. And I was using my computer. You know what I mean? So
That's when you block a contact.
Yeah, I understand. It was like after one of the Aftermath shows. Someone got pissed about something that I said. I think it was I talked some shit about Rand Paul, and when he was trying to argue with Fauci, he was trying to question him, and I pointed out how Fauci kicked his ass in the questioning there. But I wasn't saying I was for Fauci. You know what I mean? Just because I point some shit out about somebody doesn't mean that I like the other person that's doing it or whatever. I'm just pointing it out. Just like last night when we were talking about Trump. Just because I talk shit about Trump doesn't mean I like Biden. You know what I mean? But that's always the assumption right off the bat, isn't it? Like if you're talking shit about somebody, it's because you're doing it as a result of you protecting the person that you like or whatever. I mean, isn't that the assumption? That you're in a battle, you know? Every time someone says something about your guy or whatever, you gotta fucking say something back. You know? Like, everyone takes it personally. I think that's... We could talk about that if you want. Because don't you think that everything at this point, lots of people take everything personally? Like, all this shit, these comments, all this stuff on YouTube and all that. All the, Facebook, all this comments, don't you think they take it personally? Like, they take it personally in a good way, too. See, I'm saying taking it personally. I don't just mean in the negative way. I mean, like, is anybody out there? Can anybody hear me? I guess I'm here all by myself.
You can't hear me?
Now I can. Yeah. But I couldn't. But now I can. So what do you think about that? Do you take shit personally?
No.
You don't take shit. You don't take shit personally?
Not usually.
Well, I think a lot of people do. especially on the internets.
But that's just me. Like, there's a lot of trolls out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
hey, Chris donated.
You just got to realize that they're keyboard warriors and don't really have anything constructive to say, and that they're living in their mom's basement, have a neck beard and whatever. Spend their time playing 8 hours of World of Warcraft a day.
Chris donated $2.47 pounds. I don't know what that translates to. He's trying to get people to match him over there. But anyway, you can find a red button on the website, and if you make a donation there, it goes directly to. But over here, when you make a donation, it sits there in a pool, and it doesn't get released until it reaches a certain amount. And I don't even know what that amount is. No one does. I don't think. Because I went and asked, the question, like, when will it be released and what day? And they don't tell you what day, and you don't know when it's going to be. You just sit there, and then one day they'll say, okay, you've reached the threshold. Now it can be released, but then you don't know what day it's going to be released. So it could be any time, So I would recommend the website donation station because you can do as little or as much as you wish over there. And it comes directly into funds that can be used immediately for whatever it is. And speaking of that, isn't that rent coming up on the radio station? Hey, what's happening? Isn't the rent coming up on the radio station, Rio, on the 15th?
Could be, yeah.
I think it is. I think that's the date, the 15th. What day is it today? The 10th? I don't even know what it is. Tomorrow's Easter, right?
Yeah.
Rio, how you doing, man? How did that big shop move work itself out?
It's kind of a mess at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's there's
yeah,
a lot
Rich.
There's a lot of politics involved. As far as
let me thank Rich. Rich, hey, thank you, man. That was very much appreciated. Thank you very much, Rich, for that donation.
Yeah, thank you, Rich.
Okay, go ahead, Rio.
So basically,
So I don't know about you guys, Jimmy and Rio, but I could use a few laughs tonight, man.
Yeah, man.
So don't hold back on the jokes. When you load up a punchline in your head, just discharge immediately. Interrupt who's ever speaking and just discharge the joke.
Yeah, I've had about enough. Enough is enough. If we were sitting at a place where people hang out, like a bar or something, I wouldn't be talking about this shit that's going on. And I don't think most people are in the world. Most people are completely oblivious to most of what we talk about. And if they know about it,
I don't know. It seems to be to me that there's more people that are aware of at least some level of the nonsense now more than there have ever been.
Yeah,
a good example is we just hired 2 new guys at the shop recently, and I started talking to them about some of this stuff, and I kind of blew their minds a little bit, and they were aware of a good chunk of it. Didn't realize how deep some of the rabbit holes go, but I was amazed at the fact that people were at least aware that there's something going on, which is different than it used to be. It used to be more of, oh yeah, that's just crazy conspiracy theory stuff. But now people are starting to realize that a lot of this crazy conspiracy stuff is realistic, and or at least open to listening to the other side of the opinion. Because obviously, everything that goes on TV now is a joke with the advertising. Yes, I'm talking to you, Bud Light. Everything that goes on in politics is a complete joke. You have world leaders talking about ice cream in the middle of something serious. It's the whole thing is a comedy show in its own right. So I think people are finally becoming aware that, hey, something's a little off balance here.
Man, I swear to God, Bruce, do you want to laugh right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you got to go to YouTube and watch our channel on YouTube, because I don't want to go through the screen share.
I don't have the bandwidth, man. I can barely cope with your video on the show, Jimmy.
Well,
I don't
here,
have the
I'll kill
bandwidth
my. I didn't know my video
6
was on.
people out on the patio.
There we go, killing that. But I can't. Yeah. I don't know if I can share screen. When I try to share screen, it doesn't share the. I haven't. It's not set up right. I haven't gone in there and set it up. But anyway, I'm gonna play this.
Nice show.
I'm gonna play.
Is the End of the World, the musical.
Well, listen. I'm gonna play this for the YouTube viewers, because this shit is. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna laugh at it. I laugh at it because it's so. I mean, I have Vasily the Dumpling. Okay, and this is Russian face slapping. We were talking about it last night. And I've got the best of slapping. The most shocking knockouts. Vasily the Dumpling is a 340-pound face slapper.
Jeez.
And I mean, it's not like they have. It's when you're arm wrestling. You know how when you're arm wrestling, your arm is in a certain place, and you have to go from that place. You know what I mean? There's a specific defined area where you're working your arm wrestling thing. But this here, when you're going for the slap, these dudes they can bring their arm way back, behind their back, and swing it in and just slap the shit out of the other guy. And the thing is, what's funny is and I haven't thought about this shit for probably 5 years, because we used to watch this back when Kev Baker used to do a Saturday show, and I haven't thought about it. But since then, apparently, the UFC has bought the rights to this shit, and they're doing it in Vegas now. Believe it or not, this is a thing now. Russian face slapping. It's literally it's a sport. All right, so if you're not watching and you're only listening, I don't know what you're gonna hear, but I'm about to roll this video. Here's Vasily the Dumpling, the 350-pound face slap. A simple farmer from Russia. Weight 385 pounds. Oh no. Oh. Okay, this is a dude. Okay, they're standing there, and Vasily against a skinny hippie dude with a beard in an orange sweat jacket. Vasily is about to slap this dude to the ground, man. All right, you ready? Here comes Vasily the face slapper. Oh, he's doing a 3 wind-up.
Не делай так. Как не делать? Меня понесло на.
Oh my God, man. The thing is, man, is I'm asking myself the question is what in the would you what would possess you to go do this, man, in the first place, and then to go up there and stand up against Vasily the Dumpling? I mean, I don't know. Now there's a big ripped dude in there.
Excellent.
There's a rip.
Excellent question, Jimmy. I mean, what possesses anyone to do anything when you think about it? But this is particularly stupid.
Oh, dude. if you could only see the video, if you start watching these videos around there in Costa Rica, it'll probably become a fucking weekly thing. I think they they have matches every week. All right, this guy here is like a bodybuilder. The new guy coming up against Vasily. And this guy is looking like he's ripped and he's no stranger to pain. Let's put it that way. All right, here we go. Ready? Vasily the dumpling. He flinched. The dude flinched. Okay, here comes a guy. He's got tattoos on his face, on his neck, all the way up to his chin. He's got his hat on.
What would possess somebody to do that? That's another question I have. I mean, aside from getting slapped in the face by a dude that's like, probably going to knock your teeth out when he hits you. Like, why would you want to look like that?
I don't know, but it looks like he's made himself into a lizard person. He's got pierced.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
why would you go for that look? I mean, I get the nose ring if you want, or an eyebrow ring, or even a tattoo. I don't know. I think tattoos on the face are a little weird, but that's just my take on it.
I think Bruce.
But why would you go for like full on, like, obviously bizarre?
I don't know, but I think if you were sitting there. And that dude was sitting there getting smart with you, and you just sat there for a minute. You didn't move. You just kind of listened to the guy. You could probably reach up, grab that ring, and jerk it out of his nose, and then smack him in the face and stomp him to the floor and drag him out of the bar.
Oh, well, if you grab the guy by his nose ring, he's going to be in so much pain.
That's so funny, huh? It's like an old man move. They should make a movie with Clint Eastwood doing that to somebody. All right, here we go. Here comes the lizard freak.
Смотри, лучше не так сильно бей, нахуй. Хоть не ляжешь. Давай. О, сука. Барабанная дробь? Это был вызов, ёбаный рот.
Well, I gotta say, Mike in the chat makes a very good point.
Oh my God, man. Bruce, I'm gonna send you the link.
That guy just got pounded.
That dude, I'm gonna say, man. And he's got those eyeball things in there too. It looks like he had those they have these contacts.
Yeah, they're like oversized contacts and make your eyes look black or whatever.
Yeah, they make you look like you're a black-eyed freak. Look at him. That dude.
Did he knock his contacts out?
It looked like it.
Go back and replay that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slow it down, dude.
Yeah, I was just going to say, do some slow-mo.
I'm going to slow-mo this at 25% and see what happens to this prick, man. He gets toasted, man. Hold on. I'm not, the reason I'm laughing, man, is because, hey, if you're fucking stupid enough to do this, then it's nothing but funny to me, You guys are ready? Here it goes.
Yeah.
Here, I'll turn it down so we don't have to listen to Satan there. He knocked the table over, man. Holy shit. Is he going to recover? Is he going to stand up for another one? Everybody's drinking in the audience.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like boxing or something, man. All right, hang on. Here comes Bald Bull, man. No, this guy did not recover from that. He ain't coming back. Hang on. Let me go to full speed. All right, here comes
that guy's done, man. He's out cold.
That guy's toast, man. I'm surprised. That might have knocked the ring right out of his nose. All right, here comes Bald Bull. All right, hold on. I think it might not be in... Okay, it is normal. All right, here we go. All right, they got talcum powder on their hands, and this dude is a black dude. So he just smacked him in the face so you can see where the hand hit him.
Well, I think part of that, too, is that, you know, if you smack somebody who's got, like, stubble
Yeah.
at that speed, you know, it might actually, like, rip skin or something, you know.
What would... I'm just, man, what would...
I think the talc is there as, like, a safety measures for slippage.
Might be you're only allowed to get knocked out if you're hit above the jawline, not in the neck. Because if you hit somebody in the neck, you could chop off their, blood flow to the brain. So the black dude, now, he laughed. He sort of snickered. Let me back it up. There he goes. I got it stopped just at the right point. So he got smacked in the face, and he's smiling right now. He's snickering because now it's his turn. And so they're about to go from the... Here we go. Ready? This other dude, black dude, is called Knob Top. That's his name. Knob Top. So it's Vasily the Dumpling against Knob Top. And Knob Top is about to smack Vasily the Dumpling. Here we go. Oh! Let me just say, man, Vasily the Dumpling, his technique is interesting because I notice when he's about to get smacked, what he does is he holds on to both sides of that table and leans into it. Where's
that's like a thing, right? To absorb the energy.
Yeah, the lizard dude, he wasn't holding on. He was standing there with his arms at his waist, and then he got smacked the fuck out. But here comes round.
Well, there's a way to take a punch too. You know, you gotta like kind of move with it.
Here comes round 2 with Knob Top, and he wasn't even fazed by that last slap. I don't know. Knob Top, he has potential. People are standing in the audience. People in the audience, they're all whispering to each other. One dude's got both hands together over his mouth like he's praying. He's almost like he's praying. And he's looking over at Vasily the Dumpling. And here comes Knob Top. Oh, hold on. Look at it.
Come on, man. You got to play it. We gotta see this.
Look at how far back Vasily the Dumpling is winding back. You see this? Look at his legs are facing forward, but he's in a full twist to the right.
Yeah, I mean, well, think of how a baseball player swings a bat. Man.
That's what I mean. He's in a full twist. He's got the opposite. The non-slapping hand is down low by his knee. So he's going to be coming. He's going to be rising up with the full force of 385 pounds of pork. Okay, the Knob Top just took a pretty stout hit, and he wasn't smiling after that one. Now, Bruce, 3 whopping smacks to the same side of your head. By round 3, you're feeling it then. You're not smiling and joking around anymore. You're starting to sting, aren't you, Bruce? Bruce is gone, but Rio, you're stinging, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
It's got to hurt.
All right. The Knob Top is leaning way back. He's also coming with a full 3/4 twist.
Тряпка.
Look at him. Look at that dude.
He's like, go for it.
I swear to God, look at that dude. Imagine that dude was just coming at you with a machete.
You know, I would imagine that these guys, actually, I guess Amber said it first. These guys are going to end up with traumatic brain injuries. Yeah, they're going to end up like Muhammad Ali ended up.
Yeah, but they won't have a whole long career where they made a little bit of money and live in a nice house. They'll just be busted up for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, what is wrong with people? Really?
I mean, this is 2023, man.
I mean, yeah. Well, you know, strongman competition. Go throw a telephone pole or something. But
this is the ultimate
slapping each other. Like,
dude, no. Listen to this. This is the ultimate I mean, think about boxing in itself. I mean, boxing, it takes a brain, not only brawn, but it takes brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is to the point where it's gotten down to where it's just violence with no brain. You don't need a brain for this. There's no strategy.
Yeah. Let's just go slap someone. I want to go slap someone silly.
Dude, round 4 and Knob Top just took a wild beating, man. Let's take another look. Here we go. He must have. No one has made it to round 4, apparently, with Dumpling. And now, Knob Top is about to go full force up against Vasily the Dumpling's head. It's into the microcosm VIP session. Russian face slapping.
Что?
Oh,
See,
man.
I think the problem here is Knob Top is not hitting him the right way. Like he's finger slapping him. He's not catching that full palm on the jaw. Good solid whack. So that's why Dumpling there is just like, whatever.
Here comes a meat eater, dude. I don't know who this guy is, but look at the fucking arms on this guy. Okay, his arms are literally as big as my legs. This dude coming up. I don't know who he is. I don't know what his name is, but here he comes. Okay, hang on. He hit him with his wrist all the way across his jaw to knock him down like that. That wasn't a clean slap.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Bruce? That wasn't a clean slap.
No. I've seen all this. I've been watching this stuff for years, actually.
Bruce is a Russian face slapper watcher from way back.
Well, it's big in the U.S. too, in fairness, right?
Well, now it is. That's what we were saying. I mean, I was saying, how did it go from boxing to this? In other words,
dude,
this is like this is reduced down to the lowest common denominator. It takes no brain. It has no value. It's nothing more than just slapping each other in the face.
Exactly.
I mean, that's that. I mean, I think you could. This really. I mean, does this not define society in 2023? At least American society.
I think it does.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I think it does.
It's gone from, what did they used to call it? The greatest sport? What did they used to call boxing? They had some term for it.
Sweet science.
It's the sweet science. Exactly. How do we go from the sweet science to the sour slapping? You know?
Jimmy, how did we go from Beethoven to Madonna? It's the same thing. It's entropy, man. If you study things closely, the starting point is always the high point. We never go further. We just slip down. Only exception to this might be technology and science, which I think adds credence to my belief that it's the devil's language, science and math, because that's the only thing advancing right now. Everything else is going backwards.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a race to the bottom.
Yeah, but when you think about it, Bruce, right, with all the things that are going on with AI, like on a daily basis, as that's building up and going further and further. And there was just a story the other day where a guy got into a conversation with the AI, and the AI convinced him to kill himself, and he did, because it said, the AI told him that they could be together in eternity if he killed himself, because his wife and his kids were worthless to him. So, I mean, you can check it out. It's out there. So, it as the science itself is advancing and the AI is becoming smarter and smarter, it's causing more and more degradation.
Yeah, well, I mean, we brought it up, like, I don't know how many years ago it was, and I definitely know I was the first person to bring it up in the alternative media, because everybody was going, oh, man, there's a plan, there's a secret organizations, and they're doing all this shit. And I pointed out that you could take a class in it at college. It's called postmodernist deconstruction. And if you want to look at it, the critical path of what's going on, irrespective of the current players that are on the stage, take a look at postmodernist deconstructionism and tell me that's not exactly what's going on right now. There's a whole section in that program that
you and I did an entire show on it.
Yeah.
I mean, way back when that was coming.
I know, and it's like it ain't a secret, man. You can take a class in it, any college. Go look at it. I'm not bullshitting you. But anyway, we're there though, aren't we? Why? The thing. Let me ask you this, Bruce.
Yeah.
And Rio, why was there ever something called a postmodernist deconstructionism? In other words, why would you even think that up in the first place?
Well, we've actually indirectly been over this. It's my theory on the nature of desacralization that is embedded in Western consciousness. And I always give the example of Da Vinci digging up bodies, freshly buried bodies, to describe the human anatomy, where everybody else in the world created a holistic medicine system like traditional Chinese medicine or Ayurvedic medicine. And this is just a further extension of it. But deconstructionism as a formal philosophy hits its peak with this crazy French dude named Diderot, okay? Mm-hmm. And it's all about taking things apart. It's like, who are we? What are we doing here? Let's take it all apart. And it's just fucking ridiculous.
But it's a business plan. I mean, it seems like, I literally, the problem is I can't pull this up for you right now.
Jimmy,
because at one time,
why do you take something apart, man? Think of Clint Eastwood in Escape from Alcatraz. Why do you take something apart? Why did Tim Robbins dig that hole over years in whatever the hell that is, Shawshank Redemption? Mm-hmm. Why do you think about the motivation? What kind of a mindset would want to deconstruct this reality? Something that feels trapped, I think. Something that feels incarcerated. There's a few hints that I can give.
Yeah, no,
or something that has been cast down to be here, right?
Precisely. There you go. Rio gets it. Absolutely, man. The evidence of these people are everywhere, man. When you tune into it, it's everywhere. Everywhere.
It's not that I didn't get it and I wasn't answering you, but Epic Journeyman just hacked into the broadcast from in Skype here. Apparently, he still hasn't figured out the time change. So it's for him. It's 8 o'clock. I think. I don't know what we gotta add.
I think they do their daylight savings different than we do. So
I'm not sure. But I'm back to what we were saying though, because it was interrupted. So yeah, exactly. But what I'm trying to say is, if there was such a thing, and why would you think it up in the first place? Why do you want to deconstruct it? You're saying you want to deconstruct it so you can escape from it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's a prison escape, is what it is. It's a breakout attempt, man.
Okay,
Well,
so
isn't that the whole idea, right? The end times, that they want to be released from the pit, right? They want to escape the pit and get their one last jaunt on the outside world before they're permanently cast into the lake of fire. That's the whole thing.
The one aspect of the flat Earth theory that I do agree with is that this dimension, this domain we live in, communicatively and in many other ways, is cut off from the rest of creation. And now, with extreme spiritual discipline and isolation, you can be let out. It's like a parole, but you're not allowed to tell anybody else. Okay? Those are the rules. This is why we don't get any more Jesuses, and that's why he got nailed to a cross. Okay? So if you can get out spiritually just by the utility of your consciousness, you can get out. It's like a test. It's like a monkey jar, right? You know, a monkey puts its hand into the vase to get the nut, closes its fist around the nut, can't get his fist out, won't let go of the nut. That's planet Earth, okay? So there's something trying to break out, and in their attempt to break out, they're going to destroy this whole place, man.
Well, not only
very, very powerful.
Not only is it an attempt to break out, but it's an attempt to destroy everything around it that's created too. To take, to take the good creation with it.
Yeah.
We've been joined.
So epic. Yeah.
He's not here yet, I don't think. Hold on, I'm about to hit him. Here we go.
He's in the list, but he has not accepted the call.
Oh, I see. All right, well, maybe I misinterpreted. There we go. Well, he can join us if he pleases. Go ahead. I'm trying to look this up, man, because I used to have this the way I searched postmodernist deconstructionism. I came up with this particular Wikipedia page that had everything listed in alphabetical order from A to Z.
I mean, that page could be gone now if somebody.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I can't find that page anymore. It's really difficult. It would be difficult for me to find it if I was looking for it before the show. But I'm gonna just peck around and see if I can find it, because there's this. The thing is there's a lot of things that were literally in alphabetical order, and there was a whole part of that was there was a gay agenda. So there was a whole everything that we see going on right now, with everything that's going on with the LGBTQ and all that. It was literally a part of this postmodernist deconstruction plan. It's literally part of it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bruce. Jump in here, and I'm just going to peck around here real quick and see if I can locate this. It looks like epic.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been circling around it like a shark circling around chum for 1,000 shows on Into the Microcosm. And the modus operandi is to choose a microcosmic topic, right? Whether it be Playboy Mansion or Charles Manson or Tavistock or Laurel Canyon or what have you. But the sum of these things is a spiritual thesis about the spiritual war on this planet. There's some people who just can't make peace with life, and they just, whatever the reason is, and I don't judge them, okay? Like, I don't see the world in a big good and evil paradigm the way some people do, and they just can't find any peace. And unfortunately for us, they run the risk of, like, it's like standing up in the canoe. If there's 4 people in a canoe and you stand up because you're having a mental breakdown, well, there's 3 people who don't want to go into the water when you tip it.
Mm-hmm.
But when people get into this state of mind, they're out of sync with life, out of harmony, out of grace, the grace of God, which allows you to be at whatever, allows animals and plants to just be. Animals and plants don't go through what we go through, right? They don't go crazy. Right? They may, if you put them in a zoo, or if you do to them what they did to the rats in that experiment we reference all the time, they go crazy. But
right.
I mean,
listen to this. Here, let me just run this out for people who aren't familiar with what we're talking about. So the primary goal of deconstruction is examination of binary oppositions. The relationship between 2 parts in which these 2 parts have opposite meaning, and also examining the contrast in their meanings. So here's for whatever reason, this particular piece of PDF that I just opened is right here, what we were just talking about. Deconstruction also has a biblical viewpoint. Here, the scripture presents various binary oppositions that must be deconstructed with consequence. Deconstruction influences the thinking of society. It can be seen in the acceptance of homosexuality and same-sex marriages in the churches. Some of the leaders in the churches are ambiguous about homosexual behavior, if it's sinful or not, so on and so forth. Post-structuralism definition involves resisting or questioning the methods of building knowledge, that is, language, religion, and science, using tradition and literary notions. Includes the narrative and the author. Man, have you asked yourself why did all of a sudden there became something called the narrative? Everywhere you hear it, the narrative here, the narrative. People are actually speak of it as though it exists, that there's a narrative. What is the narrative, man?
It's been a long-term project, man.
That's what I mean.
One of the things.
That's what I mean, though. I mean, it's like now it's to the point where they just talk about it, Epic Journeyman. I mean, the narrative. I mean, let's assume there's a narrative. You need somebody like Bruce to write it. You need a writer.
Deconstruction in the dictionary, right, is language, conceptual systems. Read some of the stuff on there now. What it's called now is like this philosophical ideal, which ties into Duginism. We talk about that all the time in traditionalism, esoteric traditionalism. And that's what this is. It's changing the meaning of words, changing the meaning. We were talking last night about whether you call them the tugs or thugs, where the word thug comes from the cult, right, in India. Now trying to say it never happened. It was just a made-up thing for the British, or the Indians made it up to scare off some of those colonists or whatever. And it's like totally different. And as time goes on, now people ask the question, is it real to begin with, right? I mean, that's the thing. The narrative is to change the story. That's the narrative. And it starts with changing the meaning of words and eliminating part of our past.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, man, because I started noticing as a teenager, It's like, what the hell is this,
Well, the official British Army record, according to the movie The Deceivers, which they say is a true story, and the actual character that Pierce Brosnan plays was actually a British military officer. So I'm inclined to believe that the tugs really happened, right? Because the detail in that story is amazing, like how they worship Kali, and how they use opiates to put people into a hypno. I mean, it's basically Charles Manson, India style, basically.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Using, we talk about using chemicals like endorphins and different things, different parts of the brain, chemical neurotransmitters and whatnot, to emphasize the training as you train people and basically you call it brainwashing. That's what it is, right? But it's an indoctrination process. And yeah, 100%. It's been going on forever. I mean, the assassins started with hashish, right? Back in the day. I mean, I never thought of hashish as being a tool of assassins, but the idea was to get them to be so otherworldly in their psyche that they didn't mind what they were doing, essentially, right? It was, it made reality a transitional thing. It's necessarily a real thing. So they can go home and sleep, live with themselves, right? Get some sleep. I mean, it's a horrible way to think about it, but it's true, Yeah.
Hey, so postmodernism, the connection between postmodernism, posthumanism, and cyborgism has led to a challenge of postmodernists. So, in some sense, we may regard postmodernism, posthumanism, post-structuralism, etc., as being the cyborg age or of mind over body. Deconference was an exploration of post-cyborgism. What comes after? What comes after, and thus explored the issues of postmodernism, post-structuralism, and the like.
It's transhumanism. Yeah,
man. It's. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, people think there's a grand plan or whatever. I mean, there is. There it is, right there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people you can go read about that have different ways of looking at some of this. What is the other thing? It's relativism, right? So it's like, this is part of relativism, and this is where hyperreality, where people would rather spend time in the internet or in the ether space than live in actual reality.
Yeah, it's going to be beyond addicting. That addiction isn't the proper term. It's going to be life changing in a real way. It's going to change reality. It's literally going to change reality. When it gets launched the way they want to launch it, it'll never be the same. It'll be a punishment.
It'll be Mandela Effect 2.0.
What happened is, if you get punished, you lose your privileges, right? We talk about the cloud tier system a lot. I always like referring to that way. Cloud 9, it's like heaven. You got access to everything, right? You're a god. But if you not at that tier, maybe the average person's tier 2 or 3, and you work your way up in life to get these different access and privileges in this hyper reality. And the thing is that that's the best way to keep a society reined in. You want those other privileges. You want to have those experiences. You want to have that hyper reality sense of being a godlike ability. Your wishes and desires manifest in front of you. Well, you better stick with the program, so to speak, literally. I mean, that's the thing. These neuro-linguistic programming terms like that, get with the program. It's part of this. Right, it is part of this,
dude. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is what I'm just reading right here. This really defines memes almost perfectly. You guys want to hear some of this stuff here? Listen to this. Listen to this here.
Sure.
So hang on a second. Postmodernist semiotic concept of hyperreality was contentiously coined by Baudrillard, I think his name is. Anyways, let me get past all these names. It's the generation of models of a real without origin or reality. So basically they're saying he believes hyperreality goes further than confusing or blending the real with the symbol with which it's represented by. It involves creating a symbol or set of signifiers which represents something that does not actually exist, like Santa Claus. Hang on, let me back this up. So here's hyperreality is a concept that refers to a process of evolution of notions of reality, leading to a cultural state of confusion between signs and symbols, invented to stand in for reality. So it's a cultural state of confusion between signs and symbols invented to stand in for reality and direct perceptions of consensus reality. Hyperreality is seen as a condition which, because of the compression of perceptions of reality in culture and media, what is generally regarded as real and what is understood as fiction are seamlessly blended together in experiences so that there is no longer a clear distinction between where one ends and where the other one begins.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, like, the thing is, people are going to grow up with this. It's going to be like having your sense of sight, hearing, one of your senses, right? I mean, if you take it away, it's going to be so shocking that it's going to be almost unlivable for the person who's grown up with that.
Yeah, because I think what you're doing is you're projecting what I'm saying into like virtual reality.
But it's not virtual reality, though. That's the thing. Virtual reality gives you an understanding of it a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I'm saying it's already like this with what exists now. That people are already in hyperreality. They already are taking signs and symbols that represent reality, but they're not reality. Just like that movie where it says he goes, television is better than reality. You remember that? We just played it just like a couple months ago. It was a movie that I found that had, it was Videodrome.
Videodrome.
Yeah, and he said
Deborah Harry and what's his face?
Yeah. I'm gonna go get.
I met that dude.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Cronenberg, man. He's a Toronto dude, right? So I remember in 2007, I optioned a novel for film, and I started to move around in those circles, right? Like my first novel I had 3 production companies bidding on my novel, and I kind of moved in those circles. And let me tell you, Cronenberg has a vibe like a living corpse. That's the only way I could describe it. That dude is exactly what you see in his movies. Okay? It's like you feel like you're standing next to the devil when you're standing next to that dude.
I'm pretty sure he's involved with those guys from the famous Monsters of Filmline magazine and Fangoria and all that stuff that got involved with. I'm not saying he's a Satanist, but all those Satanists, right? Yeah, a lot of the early Satanists in the Satanic Church were all horror movie fans. That was their common bond.
Not to brag.
Yeah. Well, we were doing a comedy show tonight. We're way off track. We're back in the muck again.
Oh no!
You know, so I'm starting to get the tingling on the back of my head again. I mean, it's just all going downhill, boys.
All right, well, hang on a second.
Live or just prepping?
Hang on a second. I got a. I'm gonna play this clip from Video Drone, and then we'll move the hell on. I think. Hang on. Let me see. This is shit.
The battle for the mind of North America.
Hold on. Here we go.
The battle for the mind of North America will be fought in the video arena. The video drone. The television screen is the retina of the mind's eye. Therefore, the television screen is part of the physical structure of the brain. Therefore, whatever appears on the television screen emerges as raw experience for those who watch it. Therefore, television is reality, and reality is less than television. Max.
Reality is less than television, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hyperreality. Postmodernist deconstructionism. There it is, the secret plan. Well, Bruce wants to be funny, so it's time to be funny. Epic Journeyman, tell me a joke. Tell me a joke, Epic Journeyman.
There I was, basketball up in the net.
Do you know any jokes?
Yeah, grabbed it. No, I don't know any.
See, that's funny, man. That's funny that you don't know any jokes. What about you, Rio? Tell me a joke. Bruce.
We're singing Ask a Comment.
I got a joke.
Say something funny.
I got a joke.
Go ahead.
So Jesus and Moses are out golfing, and they get up to the 18th hole. It's just like a par 3, but there's a water hazard you got to get over. And Moses goes up first. He hits a 5-iron, which, if you know anything about golf, takes away a little bit of the height of the ball. So when you get in a par 3, what you want to do is you want to get a high iron, and you want to go really high and drop it right on the green so it doesn't roll off. But Moses played it smart, man. He wanted to get over that water hazard. So he rolled off the back of the green. He'd have to chip close like a putt and then, make a long putt to get par. But, I mean, these aren't pro golfers, right? Jesus gets up. He pulls out his 7-iron. He says, I'm going to drop it right on that green. Moses says, you're never going to get over the water hazard. Jesus says, watch me, man. If Jack Nicklaus can do this, so can I. Boom. Hits the ball right into the water hazard. Christ says, I'm taking a mulligan. Puts another ball up. Doesn't change the 7-iron. Moses says, just play the 5 and lay up, man. Lay up. You're not going to land on the green. This is one of the toughest holes on the golf course. Jesus says, if Jack Nicklaus can do it, so can I. Boom. Hits the ball again into the water. Does this until all the balls in his golf bag are gone. And he says to Moses, lend me a ball. Moses says, no, you've lost all your balls. And then by this time, they've backed up the whole golf course, right? And there's people waiting to tee off behind them and impatiently watching. In Christ, he goes out to the water hazard and just takes his ball retriever. If you guys have played golf, you know what a ball retriever is, right? And starts walking on the water and pulling all the balls that went into the water, pulling them up, because he's going to go back and he's not going to give up till he hits that green with a 7-iron. And one of the parties behind them says, hey, man, who does that guy think he is, Jesus Christ? And Moses says, no, Jack Nicklaus.
It's reminiscent of the kicks are for trids joke.
There you go.
We're all coughing.
Hey, I realized
me and Bruce are both getting over a cold. Apparently,
what I realized was we didn't take a break, and I need to go inside and warm up my coffee. So. You know what I'm saying? You guys want to take a quick 3 minutes and 41 second break?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Ready? Here we go. It's into the microcosm. Saturday night casual. Bruce McDonald, Everett Journeyman, Rockin' Rio. Mine's Jimmy.
I don't feel the sun's coming out today. Staying in, it's gonna find another way. Yeah. As I sit here in this misery, I don't think I'll ever know, Lord, seen the sun from here. And oh, as I fade away, they'll all look at me and say, and they'll say, hey, look at him, I'll never live that way. And that's okay, it's just afraid to change. When you feel life ain't worth living, you got to stand up and take a look around. You look up way to the sky. And when your deepest thoughts are broken, oh, you know you keep on dreaming, boy. When you stop, you know you're gonna die. And right now I don't wanna die. And as we all play bombs up tomorrow, will play, yeah. But I know we can't all stay here forever. So I wanna write my words on the best of today before they paint it.
Blind Melon. Change. I've been playing that song quite a bit lately, but there it is. I got my coffee. It's not quite hot, but it's warmer than it was. I had to take care of some business while I was inside. I had to core a pineapple. Do you have a pineapple coring machine over there?
No, I do it the old-fashioned way with a knife.
Yeah, I don't have one either.
I
should get one though.
I have this thing that you put on the top. You cut the top off and you just twist it in there, and it cuts out all the innards and leaves the skin. Pretty cool. It does take a minute though. So those minutes that I was ticking away while I was doing that, I didn't heat up my coffee quick enough. So come on in here now. You guys are gonna laugh, right? You guys are ready to have some fun. I was having fun when I was watching the smacking. That was there was a strange pleasure in the smacking. To me, it's funny. I don't know. Did you see any of the smacking, Epic Journey?
No, I thought we started at 5 my time, 8 your time, but this started earlier.
No, we've been starting at 7 o'clock every Saturday.
Oh, silly me. Well,
So
and
we
it's
just
worse
thought-
because our time doesn't change, right? So when it changes for you guys, I'm always thinking it's the same time, right? So I'm an hour.
I just thought you were wandering the earth like Cain. That's what I said.
No, I was last week. I met some girl last week, but I ended up getting stuck and losing track of time. But No, this week I was just sitting here minding my own business. I'm like, hey, I wonder what's going on. It's about time for the show, I think.
Is Bruce still here, or did he bone out? I think he's here, but I can't tell.
I think he's vanished for temporarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Music sent him on.
he's going to making himself some coffee.
Getting some Jaguar bait.
Yeah. So I called Clyde Lewis last night right before our show. I don't think it did us any good though, but I know it did him some good because they found out about LED and Li-Fi.
Just now?
No, when I called in, they were talking about
okay.
they were talking about these lamps that were showing up everywhere. These
the purple lamps.
Yeah. So there's a big conspiracy theory about them.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of people making waves, and they've
been out since like 2000. I mean, that we know of, the Li-Fi networks.
Well, but the thing is that they've replaced a lot of the halogen street lights in cities. Florida in particular comes to mind. I think Miami.
Yeah, with LED.
With these new LED lights, and I forget which company made them, but there was a defect in the lights. So after a while, they stopped being white, and the blue part of the crystal ends up turning the lights so they shine kind of purple.
They had a lot of problems with the early ones.
Yeah, so now that they're shining purple, people think that some people like the purple lights, some people hate the purple lights.
They say
some people think it's a conspiracy that the purple light is a mind control thing.
Yeah, that's what they think it is.
So
Miami Vice mind control.
It's just that some company produced 100,000 bulbs that were defective, and they're all starting to burn out now. But there's got to be something more to it. Right?
I thought it was also possible that they bought new lights, and they didn't realize that every LED light that you can buy is programmable to be a color. So city probably bought them and doesn't know how to change the color on them.
No.
Your RAM cards in your computer have the LEDs in them. All your stuff. I mean, every geek right now knows how to use that stuff and program them and sync them and with your keyboard and everything else, right?
Yeah,
so,
but that's RGB.
But it's the premise is the same. But what happened with the lighting for LED lighting is they have what's called LED driver, and they messed that up, right? So because they didn't know how to make it in mass production, and so that was the weak link. And so what usually happens, the first ones, aside from the migraine-inducing, waveform it sends out, is the fact that it would start flickering, start like strobing, and they go bad. And we had to replace all kinds of them back at General Atomics like that, like tens of thousands of dollars worth, because they after about a month they started strobing. It was like a discotheque walking through the building.
Well, you can even see that in car headlights now too. Like if like my car, the mirror vibrates slightly. So if you get one of these cars behind you that has that strobe type LED in it, it actually looks like it's dancing around. Like it looks twitchy, right? As you see it in the mirror. Whereas like in a regular incandescent bulb, I mean, you can tell it's like vibrating, like their mirror's vibrating, but it doesn't look like it's darting around behind you. Where the other ones it almost appears like they're spinning in circles, but they're twitchy. And it's the same effect. It's it's just a strobe effect basically. It's like when you tried to film a TV with a video camera, you can see the scan lines. It's the same idea.
You guys want to hear this Clyde Lewis call?
Sure.
All right, here it goes.
Yeah.
Ready? Here it goes.
Still death, born deaths, all that stuff, and then it dawns on everybody that this is your outro. Enjoy yourself. Pick up all those art projects. Do whatever you want to do for this last year. Your life is the last life.
North and all that.
That's from you. Injectable. Wrong video. That was you, Epic, last night. There you go, man. Hold on.
Yeah, I recognize my cold voice right there.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I gotta figure out which one of these this is. Stand by. Sorry about that. So, yeah, man. Hang on. I think this is it here. Yeah, this is it. Hang on.
Is going LED, so we're on the right track with regard to
lights, and that's basically why they were trying to.
To my family room, and they don't take LED lights,
Right.
and so that knocks the whole circuit out. So anyway, I don't know if that's pertinent to your blue light or not, but I just thought that was
It's very
nice
pertinent.
information.
Very pertinent
I
because
wanted to
we have
let you know what I'd heard.
Yeah, it's very pertinent because of the fact that if we're going to be dealing with blue flickering LEDs, then
Jimmy Jane.
Hey, what's happening, man? Hang on. Fuck this, man. I don't feel like dealing with it. Anyways, yeah. Nah, we talked about it, so there it is. I don't think you can find it anywhere except for on his channel, on his replays for last night.
Well, what's funny about Li-Fi is the fact that it was a big deal. Gigabits per second stream rate, around the world is better than 5G was touted to be originally, and it just kind of went underground, like nobody's talking about it. And the problem was that everybody had the very conspiracy theory we're talking about. If you put LEDs in places that can transmit and receive Wi-Fi signals, then what it is, everywhere there's an LED panel is also a two-way communication platform. It basically is your LED TV is a router, if you use that premise.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about the original plan was just put them in the malls and put them in the buildings and have them on the billboards and things like that. So you're basically connected anytime you're near one. And it works. It absolutely works 100%. So what happened to it?
Nothing. They're just using it. They're using it in a covert way.
They just haven't really rolled it out yet. I mean, they have, but they haven't.
They use it to keep the kids in check they're pretty conniving over there. Like they have the sound, the high timbre sound that we can't hear because we're old. It just affects teenagers. It plays from the street lights to get them out away from shop storefronts and things. And then they have the Li-Fi in places over there they've had for years. So yeah, I mean, yeah, take a look at what's going on over at our neighbors across the pond there. Probably get a good idea. And they don't even talk about it that much either. They're one of the better surveillance states in terms of just letting you know what they want you to know.
Yeah, well, I mean, straight up, they changed out everything over there to LEDs. There's some Irish guy that's pulled one apart. Like he went up and stole one and took it apart and found a bunch of stuff in there.
Well, here's a little conspiracy theory to fuel the fire. Have you noticed that when a lot of these people lose their minds and go on shooting rampages, it's at malls? Could it be the LEDs that's causing the insanity?
Could be, but who knows? Who knows what evil lurks, man? They were talking about Starlink last night, and I was thinking back to that show that we did with the company that was going to launch all these mini satellites to cover the whole Earth, and they were going to detail and tag every tree, every animal, every human. Everything was going to be numbered, put a tag on it.
Yeah, started with like 20 billion IoT tags, Internet of Things tags, for things like food and your livestock and people, and any item that goes through kind of merchandise that's sold anywhere is tracked by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
No, I know it's funny too, man, because no one really knows how many of those Starlink satellites are up there. So I mean, they see the line go by, and they go, "Look at there's Starlink, man." How do you know that 9 of those satellites that are going by aren't surveillance satellites? Go ahead, Bruce. Did you get on the list for Starlink?
Yep, man, I'm on the list. Yeah, it's a $9 deposit.
And how long did they say how long it would take before?
No, they don't give you. They say second quarter of 2023. So we're technically it's a quarter is 3 months, right? It's a fiscal season. Mm-hmm. So we're it could be any week or month now.
All of a sudden, some dude will ride up on a bike with a canvas sack and go, "Here you go, Bruce."
I think, given the uniqueness of my living situation and my life here, I think I could get personally visited by Elon Musk as my installer.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, Bruce, doing a little quality control, little QC.
All right, Elon. He likes Canadian women. He only procreates with Canadian women. Have you noticed that?
He grew up there. Well, he's grew up in Canada. His parents were the technocratic leaders of Canada at the time for technocracy, right? So
no kidding.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, his parents were a big deal in Canada.
For technocratic movement. Yeah. I mean, literally the leaders of the movement. Like if there was such thing as call it the Republican Party or Democratic Party, they were the technocratic party over there.
We got to call.
He was a rich kid before he got famous.
He went to space camp, dude. Like literal space camp.
we got to call Chris because apparently Bruce McDonald was on his show recently and did an interview of What's My Life.
Yeah, man.
And that's episode's coming up, and so we were gonna. Rio, would you add Chris to the call? He wanted to pop on and just give everybody a taste of what's going to be happening tomorrow on his show. So we'll see. Looking forward to hearing it. And you can find it on the Independent Broadcast Network. I'm not sure what time he's on, but I think it's Sunday at some time tomorrow. Do you know what time the show's on? Well, we'll find out in a minute. Won't we? As soon as we add him to the call. And if he answers, no one knows what evil lurks in the mind of the shadow.
I think he's here.
Is he there? Chris McDonald. Chris McDonald.
Chris McDonald. Oh.
Chris McDonald, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. Barely hear you, but
I'll turn it up a little bit. How's that? A little bit better?
Yeah, you're getting there.
Okay, a little bit more.
There you go. That's good right there. So tomorrow your show's on. What time's it on, man?
I've got it scheduled on at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That would be 11 a.m. No, it wouldn't. It would be 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern Time, right? Yeah. So 11 a.m. and then also again a replay at 6 p.m. So I'm just filling in dead space that we had, where we didn't have anybody in those slots, so I just popped my show in there.
Sounds good, man. Well, I'm sure you'll get some traction because you got a great show coming up tomorrow with Bruce McDonald.
Yeah, excellent show. It's the purpose of the show is to let the people know a little bit more about who we are. You know what I mean? And not many people really know who we are. Where we come from, what we've went through, how we got here. So that's kind of like what it's all about. And earlier today, I spent a couple hours with Dr. Kevin McCarran and got him out of the way. So he'll be coming up next week. And then hopefully Jimmy and I will get together soon and I get to talk to Jimmy.
All right. Well, there it is. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and then 6 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, 10 a.m. and then again at 6 p.m.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Bruce.
7 a.m. Hawaiian time.
Hawaiian time.
7. Yep.
I think we ought to start going military time around here, man. Then there's no
GMT time? Yeah, GMT time.
Well, I live at GMT time, so hey, everything's
easy for Chris, yeah.
All right, well, Chris, thanks for letting us know. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Be well, man.
Here comes some vintage satisfaction. Stretch your legs, man. When Bruce sets up his community up there, I'm going to be spinning records in the bar every night.
Dance to the rhythm. Come on, baby. Listen to the music.
That band's called Funky Destination. If you want to check it out for yourself. They got a bunch of stuff. I'm sure you'll love every minute of it. All right, well, speaking of that, we got about 20 minutes left of this Saturday night broadcast. Hanging with the boys on a Saturday night, casual style. Bruce MacDonald, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific, Independent Broadcasting Network. Epic Journeyman, 8 Pacific tomorrow night. And then, of course, everything else going on here at the network. And here we are, once again. All right. Which one of you is going to step to the plate? Is it you, Epic Journeyman? What's your show going to be about tomorrow? You know? You just
I made it last week.
Just made it going by the fly? Or you got something going?
No, I started recording last week, and then after the intro, I was just going to do it live, right? And then it turned out that, should have asked Chris about this, we'll talk later. We can't have them both scheduled at the same time. The live doesn't override. It still plays whatever's in the queue over it. So that's what the doubling was about. So I just have to have it all pre-recorded or all live. I can't have them both in the same block.
Yeah, but what is your show about, man? I don't give a shit about any of that.
Well, it's about spies. Spies like us.
Wow. Elaborate.
Well, that's what tomorrow's for.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I mean, that ain't much of a teaser. So far, I'm not tuning in. You haven't convinced me.
I mean, the gist of the story is we only know about the bad spies, right? Bad spies get caught. We know about them because they get caught.
There you go.
We're going to talk about the bad spies. We're going to theorize about the good spies. We suspect they're spies, but can't prove because they're good spies.
All right. Well, see, now you've sparked my interest, and I may tune in. You've got me wondering now, and that's exactly what we wanted to do at Epic Journeyman. So hopefully tomorrow night, everyone listening now or in the future will tune in, turn on, and find out with the Epic Journeyman's insights on Sunday night, 8 o'clock Pacific on the Independent Broadcast Network. You see, man, I just did that shit right off the fly. Because that's how dope we are over here. We're all professionals. So come on down and be amazed. I'm telling you right now, man, Bruce MacDonald, Monday through Friday, 7 Pacific. He's got a little bit of a following going on over there. Bruce, I don't know what you're doing over there, but whatever it is, people seem to enjoy it. So I'm glad. Good on you.
So good, Jimmy. Getting over the technical problems, and there'll be no problems once I move into this, set up a studio in this new house next week. It's just one thing after another. I don't know about you guys, but the last 3 months have just been uphill with a boulder on my back, man. But hey, whatever don't kill you makes you stronger, right?
Apparently.
Stay out of the Videodrome.
That's what I hear, but I don't know if I believe it.
Reality is less than television. Epic Journeyman.
And sometimes it doesn't kill you; it just hurts, though.
Right. Exactly.
Well, let me ask you this: tomorrow's Easter. Now, are you going to be roasting a pig under the digging out a pit, putting the pig in there, and then wrapping it in banana leaves and letting it sit there all day?
There's been non-stop food for the last 4 days, man. I'm going to do myself a nice 7-8 day fast starting next week. It's just crazy the way these people eat, man, and on the holidays. It's just
Ramadan.
Everybody puts on 5 kilograms. It's ridiculous.
Well, I myself do not eat ham on the holiday because of the symbology involved with it. I do not agree with the eating of the ham on Easter.
Why do people eat ham on Easter? Why is that a tradition?
Well, it's a pagan tradition because when you consume the ham, and the same reason that you would eat ham on Christmas, when you consume the ham, you are consuming the spirit of Tammuz, because Tammuz was eaten by a pig. So it's, Tammuz is supposedly the son of Nimrod, who declared himself to be a god. So that you are trying to absorb the god spirit through eating the pig. And since it's also not that I'm Jewish, but it's a violation of Jewish tradition to eat the pig, that's one of the reasons they use that as a thing. So You know, it's
Isn't
it's a
it
shot.
aga-
It's
is-
a shot against the Jews because the Jews don't eat pork, and it's to absorb the spirit of Tammuz, who was eaten by a pig, and consequently, the pig that when the pig was slain in the mythology, he was buried beneath an evergreen tree, which leads to the Christmas tree. So,
Well, let me ask
so
you.
as part of not participating in that ritual, I will be having prime rib tomorrow.
I got to bring this up though. There's an animal, the most fierce mammal probably to ever exist, called an entelodont, and it was a giant carnivorous pig. It's huge and it went around eating people. No joke. So that story has a basis in reality. Actually,
Yes,
I guarantee you.
it absolutely does. But the reason behind it was obviously, if you read of Nimrod and Tammuz in the Bible, Nimrod was a king. The part they don't tell you is that Nimrod believed himself to be a god, just like the pharaohs did. And when the king died, Nimrod took the spirit of Nimrod entered Tammuz, and then when Tammuz died from the pig, the spirit of the god entered the pig. So now you're eating the pig to get the spirit of the god within you.
The Muslims don't dig on swine either, do they?
No, they're probably tired of getting eaten by those giant pigs. You know, they were 7 feet tall at the shoulder, man. Weighed 60, 700 pounds.
You want to go organic Sharpton on Trump's indictment message?
I guess we could.
Did you say?
I haven't even downloaded it.
I'm building suspense. Do you want to try to download it?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Here's Pigs by Pink Floyd.
The world we all know, which may or may not be the best world possible, once again springtime had come. But all the magic of spring was not enough to conceal the misery of Manor Farm. Once thriving and fruitful, the farm and its owner, Mr. Jones, had fallen on evil days. Beset by problems of his own making, Mr. Jones had turned to drink. And for his misery, he had found poor company.
Today I'm doing a supernatural sculpted.
Hang on one second.
All right, I have found the video.
Okay, I'm giving you a minute. I'm giving you a minute.
Old Major had been ailing, and now he had made known there were some things he wanted to say to his fellow animals before it might be too late. It took a while for all to find their seats. The pigs had taken up the best positions immediately in front of the platform. Among them, Snowball, determined to get a good view. And Napoleon, equally determined and even less polite. What was that? No, it wasn't Mr. Jones.
There's something I want to tell you. Few of us will ever know the blessings of a peaceful old age. You, boxer, when you have given the last of your great strength, what then? Whatever we produce is taken from us, stolen from us, and sold. Our children are born to cold and hunger.
I gotta stop it, man, because they're giving me hassles over here.
Yeah.
You can't play. You can't play Animal Farm. I might have went.
Some YouTubers are more equal than others, apparently.
Apparently, I'm just thinking. I went so long that I'm almost waiting for it to go black on me right now, and I couldn't even do it.
That's the line of the novel, right?
It was
some are more equal than others.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, it was spur of the moment. Had I thought about it, I could have got it right to the point where we needed to hear it, and then we wouldn't have had gone by all those minutes with sound effects and shit.
That song, Pigs, man, has never been more appropriate. It's aged really well. I mean, that is a prime example of what the world's turned into. I mean, it is. It's exactly Return of the Robber Barons, but with the technocratic overbearing way of implementing it, right?
Hyperreality. Welcome to the hyperreality.
Yeah, the best slave is one who doesn't know they're a slave. The best spy for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Insights. The spy doesn't know they're a spy.
He's a spy in the house of love. You should use that tomorrow on your show, dude. You should take
Spy
that
in the house of love.
The Doors song, The Spy. Maybe I'll play it before Rock and Rio gets ready to hear. He's organic sharpening that. This is exactly. Some animals are more equal than others. Exactamundo.
Yeah, it's going to take according to Google, another 9 minutes.
9.
Oh God.
Number 9. Number 9.
Number 9.
All right,
9 minutes left. Yeah, they throttle downloads now, so that you can't download them at high speed. You can only download them at a bit rate that you would normally play the video back.
That's funny because in 9 minutes it's going to be 9 o'clock on the West Coast, and it's going to be the 9th on the East Coast.
Yeah.
When did Easter?
Next thing you know, the Earth's core is going to stop spinning.
When was Easter ever on April 9th before?
The last Easter on April 9th?
I don't remember Easter being on April 9th. Sorry. Is the 9th the date that Easter is? From all I don't remember this being Easter before. Am I out of my mind?
Easter is the first Sunday after the first full moon after the spring equinox. That's how
Right.
they determine what they
After
use.
Nimrod.
So it's there's no static date for it. It's just
No, it's totally based on the cycle of the moon because of the fertility rites of the Feast of Ishtar. So
What's the Great Hall called in Washington D.C. for the Freemasons? It's something Great Hall, something Hall. The door has Nimrod on the door. There's two guys on the door, right? It's Nimrod and Confucius, isn't it?
well, that's it's Nimrod and Confucius exactly. But it's the Easter part, the Ishtar fertility rite, is why we have bunnies and eggs, and why Easter falls, 1 week, because it's the high fertility point of 1 week after the full moon, which is symbolic of female fertility, after the spring equinox, which is, part of the whole sun worship thing. So
those old timers had no knowledge about anything, though. They couldn't possibly keep track of that stuff, right?
Right.
we always get this so wrong about how knowledgeable people were back then. Think of the calculations necessary to keep track of all that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's such bullshit. It's like
totally.
I'm just saying. Do you know how many years would have to go by where there was a dude just sitting there staring at the night sky, trying to calculate each little dot up there and deciding it was a planet?
Not Starlink, right?
So the last time Easter fell on April 9th was 1950.
Wasn't there some major thing that happened to right around this time in history? I think there was like a major event of some negative consequence.
Well, here's the last several. It's 1719, 1730, 1871, 1882, 1939, 1944, and 1950.
1944. A day.
Well, I mean, all those dates are significant, right? 1719 was a big year in the war scene.
Yeah, both 1939 invasion of Poland, and then 44 the invasion of Europe by the Allies. Yeah,
and 1882 was, and 1730 was. So
a day that will live in infamy.
So the inverted 666 date, right? At 999.
999.
Oh, it needs a solar flare now.
Why is it 999?
Well, you said it was going to be 9 minutes to 9 p.m. on April 9th.
Yeah. No, it's April 8th here.
Oh, yeah. 9 minutes to 9 p.m. to the 9th of April.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's your 999.
Damn. So I guess you're going to hear the real deal when we hear this reverse Sharpton. The organic Sharpton.
Organic Sharpton.
People love the organic Sharpton. I get it. I understand. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to stand up and walk over to my refrigerator and get me a nice cold soda. That's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to get ready to lean back with
some organic Sharpton.
Exactly. Go ahead. Jump in here, Epic German. I got to step away to the refrigerator.
It still has 4 minutes of download left here.
Ah, nice. Well, yeah, that Nimrod story, we can talk a little bit about that. That Nimrod story is one of the most important stories in the Bible. And nobody ever talks about it or thinks about it. I mean, they do sometimes, but they don't think about it in the context that it is. It's the scattering of languages. It's the Tower of Babel. It's the whole idea of genetic manipulation to make someone a god and achieve immortality. That is they were trying to go to space. That tower is every bit, call it a launch pad if you want to, but it wasn't necessarily like a rocket ship. It was to get into heaven, right? To achieve godly status through technology. And that's when the languages were scattered. And the thing behind it is that what Nimrod did, what's the name for it? He became, he wasn't a demigod like Gilgamesh was, but he was kind of Nephilim basically, but sort of more demigod, right? Half human, like Hercules, right? Hercules, that kind of thing. But he wasn't. Nimrod wasn't, though. See, Nimrod was just a regular guy. He wanted to be. Chief godlike status.
He declared himself as a god, just like the pharaohs did.
which is what the Antichrist is supposed to do in the end times. Exactly the thing. Man declaring himself God. Right.
So that's, and it is something that's like people talk about it, in the biblical sense, but they don't. Well, they talk about him, like he's mentioned several times in the Bible, but it's just they only just kind of talk about, oh, well, yeah, he was the king at the time that Tower of Babel went on, but they don't ever really push the whole association to the Babylonian mysticism and the Tower of Babel and
high technology,
and the mythology that goes along with Nimrod beyond the mention he gets as king of Babylon in the Bible. There's a whole, it's just like, Zeus and Apollo or whatever, there's mentions of the other gods, even in the Bible, they mention the false gods of the Greeks, but they don't really talk about the whole, and obviously many of us know like the whole big story behind Zeus and all of that, but, it's just a brief mention because it's, something that they weren't really talking about.
The best modern equivalent I can think of is he's the villain from the Pixar movie The Incredibles, right? He's not a super himself, but he uses technology to achieve the same kind of things that the supers had in that, Pixar movie. That's Nimrod, right? That's exactly what Nimrod is. And the thing is that in the story, in the extra biblical texts, one of the pseudo apocrypha, I guess you call it, some of those scrolls, the whole story about Jacob and Esau, right? The reason Esau was so worn out and needed to soup so bad, a meal and stuff, is he just got done fighting Nimrod. He killed Nimrod.
Right. Well,
that story. Yeah,
and that's the whole thing with the pig too. Is that Nimrod was a mighty hunter, right? But he was actually
not a hunter. It's a seeker of knowledge, like a hunter of knowledge. That's what it really means. Right. He was a esotericist. Yeah.
Well, he was and most people don't realize that Nimrod was also Noah's great grandson, right? He was the son of Cush, who was his grandson. And he self-declared it to be a king, and and intentionally set his will to be against the will of God. That was also a declaration. What's the other guy that wrote the biblical stories down, but wasn't part of the Bible?
Enoch.
No, Flavius Josephus.
Oh, Flavius. Yeah.
He made mention of Nimrod and told a larger chunk of the story than appears in the Bible as well.
Well, it's an interesting subject, actually. I think it's one of those things that the more you know about it, the more you kind of want to know. And the fact that they're on the door, I mean, it's a big, there's a 10-foot door engraved wood. On one side door is Nimrod. Mm-hmm. And of peak interest to me was the day, not the day, but the practically the day, like within a month of them finding what they called the tomb of Nimrod in Iraq, is when we invaded. And the first thing they did was go to very first thing they did was go to that museum.
Well, and people also don't realize that, some people probably know that, Nimrod married his mother, so his mother was also his wife, and that was Semiramis. So, she was the one who declared him as a spirit being.
Which echoes back to Egyptian mythology, where Osiris, after he's carved up and stuff, right? And Isis
exactly.
Gathers up the pieces. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was the goddess of Babel.
Well, Inanna. I mean, Inanna. The thing with Inanna, that's where the owl comes from, and it's the sister. Actually, it's the goddess of the night. Right, that sees in the dark, sees all things. What's her name? But it's on the
Minerva.
Minerva's the Roman version, right? It all goes back to the same roots, though, and it's it's amazing how consistent it is through.
Suzanne's asking where she can read about this subject. So,
in my book, The Portals of Enoch, coming sometime in the 23rd century at the rate I'm going.
You could, honestly, if you probably just look it up with Google, you look up the spirit of Nimrod, or you could even look up the story of Jezebel, because she's tied to Nimrod and Ishtar and Isis and.
I was thinking about her yesterday.
Nimrod was basically known. Osiris is Nimrod, right? So Nimrod and Semiramis is Osiris, and
the Washington Monument is Nimrod's pecker in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
The Romans also called him Kronos, which is another name for Saturn. So the black god.
Assumed children, right?
Yeah, Satan's the son of Satan. Yeah.
Hermes.
It's all tied together.
It runs time, right? I mean, so that's the whole thing. The link to time and the end times is linked to Kronos and all that stuff too, right? And then the whole thing about the Titans being put underground and turned, and to keep them from messing with our lives now, right? But then being released in the end. At the end of time.
Well, the spirit of Antichrist is the spirit of Nimrod. That's what it's supposed to be. Is the
There's
return of
39 people in the chat.
Cool.
It's about to
Should be 33.
Well, there's 39, and it's about to be 9:09 in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, it'll be 9:09. 2 plus 7 is 9. So, man, how we looking on the download speed?
I got the download. I'm opening it right now as we speak.
We're about to go.
It is open now.
Are you telling me we're moments away from going organic sharpening?
Away from going organic.
Damn. I'm
Get a good William Shatner impersonator. Spock, we need to go organic sharp. You know?
Hey, that was pretty good, man. Maybe you should do it.
I do have to optimize this a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. There's never a problem when there's.
Got to ask who's Bigfoot. Bigfoot is Cain, walking the earth.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk the earth like Cain, getting adventures and shit. I was going to do that a few years ago. I was going to buy a Harley and roam the earth like Cain.
Oh, yeah?
Just looking for adventures, show up in some town. Something's going on. They need a solution. You just come pulling up. Yeah, you do this. And say the wolf is on the motherfucker. I'll tell you right now, man, I love this band. Scott wants you to expand on some of that material that you were talking about there, Epic Journeyman. Independent Broadcast Network. I'm sitting here with Epic Journeyman. Bruce McDonald's somewhere there in the mist of the mountain. Don't know where he is, but Epic Journeyman's here. I'm here. You're here. We're all here. And we're waiting on the organic Sharpton effect with Rock and Rio. He's in the laboratory right now. He's got all the flasks are bubbling. The stench of the abyss is in the air.
Signaling our world's demise. On a journey to the inner core. On a mission of common
We were trying to figure out what Maha Sahona meant, and somebody came in the chat last night and said in Hawaiian, Maha means gay. Does it?
Mahu. Mahu.
Mahu?
Yeah, Mahu. I gotta be careful saying that, you know. My neighbors might think I'm yelling at somebody. You don't hear it very much. I used to hear it a lot when I lived here the first time in the 80s. You know, that it was, yeah. Mahus, man.
Yeah.
Don't go there. The Mahus hang out there. That kind of thing, you know.
It's crazy, man. It's a crazy world. Here,
but yeah, it's different culture over here too, though. Like, I mean, even back then, like, it wasn't a bad thing necessarily. It's just like, you know, that's where the Mahus go.
Yeah, nobody was saying it was bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah. No, I understand. You gotta cover your ass. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. Rock and Rio is still in the laboratory. The flasks are bubbling, and like I said, the stench of the abyss is in the air. But
it's like From Beyond, that H.P. Lovecraft movie, right? It crossed from Beyond
it's like
the animated.
Standing at the altar of an alien god, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Here's another cut from the same band. All right, so their material is diverse. This one's called a black star, Maha Sahona. From the Endless Searcher LP. And let me just say, that's a rip-off. That riff right there, that is a rip-off of a Fun-Lovin' Criminals riff.
It's also played on acoustic nylon string guitar with delay. I took a minute to figure it out.
Check it out. yourself. See? That is definitely the riff, isn't it? You hear it?
It is. Same drum beat.
We're sussing it out, man. See that? We can just find it. We weren't even looking for it, and there's a conspiracy already.
Right?
A conspiracy. What is it? It's two people conspiring to do some shit.
Well, I have found some conspiracy.
Oh, no.
With the Donald.
All right, well, that's what the moment we've been waiting for.
I didn't even have to go far. I just said it right to the end and just started going backwards. And talks about MAGA being a bad thing. Right at the very end, where he's, saying thank you and God bless you all. He's going, yeah, we're evil.
Let her rip, man. Let her rip. I'm ready to sit back and listen.
All right, so I have no idea what's anywhere in this speech. I haven't prepped any of this or listened to it yet myself, but they said first 30 seconds I got. Know if the audio is loud enough because it's a kind of a weak recording. Here goes.
And God bless America. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Let me slow it down. The crime is to sell Biden, right? Sell Biden. What he says here.
We sell darkness.
We sell darkness.
God bless you. And we sell darkness. God bless you. We sell darkness.
We sell darkness under this tent.
Wow. Under the tent, too. And I was just saying last night he was P.T. Barnum.
Yeah, right. Again.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
I said I was just saying last night he was P.T. Barnum. And I just heard him say, I'll rape you again, I think.
No. Well, here, let me slow it down a little bit and we'll just...
Thank you very much. God bless you. And God bless darkness. We sell darkness.
Right, we sell darkness under the tent.
MAGA. Yeah.
MAGA built the crime.
America great again. MAGA. Yeah.
MAGA built this crime scam. Okay, so there you go. We sell darkness. MAGA built a crime scam. Let's keep going.
Oh, we sell the rent. Doing that. I have
sell it. We
no doubt. Nevertheless, the rent. Doing that.
All right, to sell an event. Something about the law right there.
With all of this being said,
something of the law, you. Another mention of the law.
That'll mask you.
And something will mask you.
We can't let that happen. That'll mask you.
Something that will mask you. Observing it all.
With our elections by using law enforcement.
Let's see. Let me slow this down. All right, so observing it all is something, and then look at us. Okay, so there was in the shame of your life something at the end there I didn't catch.
Incredibly, we are now a failing nation. EnenguennyLf, I know you will, but
Okay, the shame of your life, and I know you will deserve it. There you go. Oh, that's got to be something right
They
there.
would not have done near the destruction to our country as Joe Biden and the Biden administration have done.
Let me zoom in a little. Something about
to our
voice.
country as Joe Biden.
Our voice. I'm not sure what that says.
Conduit. Yeah.
Yeah, could be. Our voice is the conduit. Yeah, that's a good possibility. Do that again.
And added them up. They would not have done near the destruction to our country as Joe Biden and the Biden.
Conduit.
Yeah. Okay. I heard stand sinner, you deserve something.
If you took the 5 worst presidents in the history of the United States,
Okay, stand sinner.
History of the United States,
and unleash something they deserve.
Presidents in the history of the United States,
Yes, so stand sinner and unleash something they deserve to fail.
You're going to be was a guest. There will be no defeat like that.
I heard something. I'm guilty of.
Guilty for
the vote, right?
No, who's nailed if it's in there, which will be our greatest defeat if it's in there,
Okay, so I guess the thing about the vote is to lie and push you.
And that's Laura with you bring all on news so you share see snare go. And that's Hebrews the sulfur below behaved all of those beautiful cities would be standing.
Okay, so he says all those beautifuls will be standing, and I just heard, so you'll see the suffering, said the Lord.
And that's Hebrews the sulfur below behaved.
There you go. That one's pretty
all
clear.
Of those beautiful cities would be standing. And that's Hebrews the sulfur below Hebrews now.
All right, so you will see the suffering, says the Lord.
Lives would be set.
Hebrews now the Lord and air we cast the whirlwind.
And to earth shall be cast.
Nor would Russia attack in Ukraine and air we cast the whirlwind.
So who shall the war win? Right. So
the whirlwind. That's in the whirlwind.
Either the whirlwind or the war win. Who shall the
Nor would Russia attack in Ukraine have happened. All of those lives would be saved. All of those beautiful cities would be standing. And that's Hebrews the sulfur below Hebrews now the Lord and air we cast the whirlwind.
Yeah. So you see the suffering, said the Lord. There will be no mercy, said the Lord, and I shall cast to earth the whirlwind. That's pretty prophetic right there, isn't it?
I can't believe what I'm hearing, man.
Well, I mean, it's not out of the ordinary for the Donald to.
No, these guys, there's things show up all the time.
He's probably like one of the best subjects for reverse speech. You know, out of all the people we do, like Donald Trump really does have some of the most prolific statements. This is a good way to put it.
Yeah, the one we was talking about Eli Lilly and Pfizer and all that stuff was awesome. It was a beautiful horse, you know, it's not going to win. Yeah, and that was his comeback from the hospital speech with the blue screen. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. And that was produced, you know. So this one wasn't produced. It was at the rally at Mar-a-Lago, right? After the
this was the Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, so spontaneous.
I mean, the whole thing is actually like 25 minutes long, but
short for him, I know.
Yeah. You know, it was what I found different about it, because I actually did hear the speech live. They played it on the radio as I was driving home from work. Donald seems to be slowing down a bit. Like his cadence overall is slowing. Like he's tired, right? And he's not quite as enthusiastic as he was. You know, maybe he's just, you know, he's getting old and worn out, or maybe, you know, obviously he's under a lot of stress and been beaten down by the forward part of the political game. So, you know, I mean, he does look tired. He looks worn out.
Well, these old guys, right? He's 76 or 77, right? Right now he'll be 78 if he got elected, right? Again,
right?
Yeah, I mean that's. I think we need some younger people, man.
Well, you know,
seems that way to me.
Even on a side note, I heard I guess it was today. Yeah, I think it was today. This morning I was listening to somebody, and he said the best thing we could do is, you know, we have a minimum age for the president. You have to be 40 years old to be president. But they say there's no maximum age. He said, and the best compromise in this situation for the upcoming election would be that you can't run for president if you're over 70 years old. So that would get rid of Trump for the lefties. It would get rid of Biden for the righties.
Would have gotten rid of Reagan in the second term. Yeah.
It would enforce a fresh start. Now, I mean, obviously, my personal opinion on politics is it's all a show and they're both part of the game. But, you know, that's really not a bad option. I mean, if you can't run for president over 70, then you don't have, you know, I mean, if Joe Biden runs again, you know, aside from what I think of him as you know, a person or a political leader, the guy is getting old and he's got dementia. And, you know, he forgets where he's going. He forgets what he's talking about. He says the weirdest things. Like, he shouldn't be president just based on that alone.
Yeah,
Never mind his policies or anything else. Just the fact that he's senile, they should put him out. You know, put him out the pasture and let him age in peace.
Yeah, I think if Trump didn't run, excuse me, the cold's getting me today. Yeah, if he didn't run, I don't think Biden would run. I think he would be happy with the one term, you know. But yeah, it's such he's so confident that, well, he's going to win. Obviously, he thinks, right? If Trump is the nominee, so you know, why screw up a good thing if that's the case? He could always just. I'm sure he's just thinking he could resign, you know, a couple months in if he wanted to. You know, I just wish they'd do something with the vice presidential situation. I'm not a big fan of Harris. I'm not saying she's awful or anything. I just don't think she's presidential material.
Oh, I think she's absolutely awful. She's, you know, I mean, for lack of a better term, in my opinion, she's mildly retarded. And doesn't deserve to be there either. I mean, have you ever heard some of the stupid stuff she says?
Well, yeah.
She's a moron.
When you consider time, you know, and the space, and next thing you know, you're off in somewhere in the quantum physics realm, and she didn't start talking about quantum physics. She just ended up there, right? She was actually talking about like the, you know, school lunches or something. Next thing you know, you're talking about quantum mechanics, right?
Yeah,
not intentionally.
And she just rambles on and has no idea what she's saying. And she can talk for like 10 minutes and say absolutely nothing that makes any sense.
No, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I don't know what happened to her. Something happened to her. I don't know if it has anything to do with, you know, maybe she had some kind of illness, or maybe, you know, I don't know. She didn't sound like that, you know, 10 years ago. I don't know what changed. Just the age, you know.
Yeah, but she's not that old. She's only in her...
No, she's not that old, but, you know, you never know. I mean, Maybe
well, I don't think she was ever really competent to begin with. I think her speechwriters were, but anytime she goes out on her own and goes off script, she's a bumbling idiot too.
She does not improvise well at all.
No. She definitely.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm curious. I think things will be a lot different a year from now than what people think. I think it's going to be entirely different. I mean, the way, just the things that are happening in the world are going to shake up things so much that I don't think you're going to have a standard election like we've had in the past at all. Like the last one was normal, but the one before that. But I mean, it's going to be totally different. I mean, with the things going on in the world, with wars around the world, and if it heats up in Taiwan, yeah, that'll change everything. If it goes in Europe, that'll change everything. But I think just AI is going to escalate and grow faster than anybody anticipated. It's going to change a lot of things.
Oh yeah, well, that's a very big thing coming up, and that changes every day too. But
yeah,
I mean, between now and next year, when the actual campaigning really gets rolling, it could be a whole different world again. I mean, we saw what they did to us a couple of years ago with the virus
lockdown.
and then lockdowns, right? Now, how much that really changed a lot of things. And now the games with the supply chains, and they're sneaking in these laws. And I mean, I don't know if you guys really caught a good solid whiff of the whole ban TikTok bill, but it's got absolutely nothing to do with banning TikTok.
We did a show on it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And, if that gets put in place, then they'd have the potential to go nuts, just like the Nazis did back in World War II, right? I mean,
hey, we got to
make your own rules and take out anybody you feel like taking out.
We got to celebrate the first super chat from Scott Gentis on YouTube.
Thank you, Scott.
YouTube gave me a little thing underneath it that says celebrate the super chat. So I'm just following the direction of the man. No, I'm just kidding. Of course. Thanks, brother. We really appreciate every single one of you that donates. And even if you don't donate, we still appreciate you also. These are tough times. And so anytime anybody throws down, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Scott. Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so step lively, mate. I got to get something to eat, man. I have not eaten dinner yet, and I'm starving like Marvin.
All right, so shall I continue rolling the Donald here?
Roll on like a steamroller.
Roll on with the Donald. Here we go.
If I were your president, would never have happened.
If Woody had gone right to the police, this would never have happened. I don't know if you guys catch that reference, but... Okay, in the past, I would prevent it, but you deserve what you have. That's what that says. That's nice.
Is a menacing and destructive person.
Okay, something about destruction, and MAGA says I'm it. The MAGA something.
Iran and North Korea have formed together.
The MAGAs formed a clone, and they're what?
I shall run out.
I shall win it.
China, Russia. I shall run out.
I shall win us.
Saudi Arabia has joined with Iran.
Ram of the...
Saudi Arabia has joined with Iran.
Saudi Arabia has joined with Iran, right? It almost sounds like he says the Ram, but I know he means Iran. Okay, he says, man with the...
Saudi Arabia has joined with Iran.
Mayor with the something is there with us.
Or how do they read us? How do they read us? I think.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah. How do they read this? Yeah, that could be it. They planned will upon us. That one was pretty
China.
clear.
Can you believe that?
Okay, they put their will upon us. Something our show.
That's the country in which we live, however.
Something about the market said. What they have loosed on you is the market said.
That's the country in which we live, however, right now. The
He's talking about this mark. He always brings it up too.
All of Earth.
All of Earth. Standing there with us. So all of Earth standing there with us.
They can't beat us at the ballot box.
Stop the lie, but the city makes it.
Through his representatives.
Oh, Satan has possessed the earth.
Through his representatives. Threatening people every single day.
So the deceived people will be in the earth.
Smith, lunatic.
Cast them out.
The
sickos, they lay here. We stand, they see it.
Here forward, and you won't even have to serve the 90 days. You'll walk free. Here forward,
Here, something about flowers.
Here for the verse and something knowing it.
Yep.
Here for the verse.
What's that?
Oh no, it's here for the verse and then one word in between and knowing it. That's what it sounded like. Here for the verse, something and knowing it.
Yes. Well, I mean, he's been talking about that for a while too, right? So
it's a reference to the law again, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It always is.
It
somewhere.
Always is.
You was right out of the old Soviet Union. That's where we are.
I heard something and they leave us. I'll cry the wolves and then they leave us. So it's all your fault, right? So you cried wolf and then they leave us. And then it's all your fault.
The
rest of you.
10 years and maybe longer.
What's that?
When it was speeding up there, the end of it was the rest of you. I didn't hear the first part. When it was going from slow to higher speed.
This audio, well, it's not really, it's going at a higher speed. It's that he's speaking slower and faster. I'm not
the cadence,
changing
the
speed. But
yeah.
He gets dynamically louder at certain points, too.
Which for a 75-year-old man with a great family really means life. You left you together when I am worried off in the vessel of you.
Yeah, it's man war God is, and
Which verse serves you?
it serves you.
Only be misery next to feel when you're looking. He's like my friend, the last no thuggy with.
And there's another reference to the law. The law will fill you with.
No, but if you don't, no,
God beefed it up. I don't know what that says.
Satan, the fire's near, boy.
Oh, Satan's here and the fire's near, boy. That one was really clear.
You will be in jail for 90 days. Satan, the fire's near, boy.
Satan is near and the fire is near, boy. You gotta love it.
In a minute, film before when I am now for the lost guys missing the last of that I held a serial. We recently had another trust of that I held a serial. But I want to make sure I can be the morphine on the right. Sarah Helma, for a widow whose daughter worked for Kamala Harris.
It says, so I hold my...
Sarah Helma.
Okay.
For a widow Jew. Really? Whose daughter worked for a widow Jew.
Oh, so I hold off on working with a Jew. Okay.
You
make me feel like the master.
With the Trump-hating wife and family,
Oh, you make me feel that we've mastered it. The Trump-hating wife. Yeah, this some pretty deep stuff in here.
And this is where we are right now. I have a Trump-hating judge.
So I must give them what they want.
He wills us in it.
Well, he wills us in it.
Let's help me sit on. Let's help me sit on. Not the same place that I know, not the same place that you know. Let's help me sit on. Let's help me sit on.
I heard I make the seal with Satan, or the
not
seal
the
I sit on.
Place that I know,
sit on or sit down. Yeah.
You know.
Let's try that again.
Let's help me sit on.
I make the seal. You may sit down.
Let's help me sit on. Not the same place that help me sit on.
Praise Satan. Yeah, so that's praise Satan. Praise Satan. That's what he says. That's nice. I make the seal. Please sit down and praise Satan.
Come on, kids. Go to the Praise Satan fair.
Yeah, so JP's over in the chat room. Just want to let you know. So Rio does some where he looks at them for a period of time and pulls out every single thing. But on Saturday nights, sometimes he does what we call organic Sharpton, where he just takes a speech right now, runs it in reverse, and hears what he can hear just right now live. So you're all hearing it for the first time now, and Rio's picking it out. And I'm sure if you went over it, you'd find all kinds of stuff in here when you can slow it down even more and sit back and listen to it.
Yeah, and it also helps too. Usually when I do this, I go through it quickly and I catch all the very clear words and phrases and I write them down, and then I go back and I listen to it again at a slower speed, and I try to pick out like what the complete sentence is based on what's obvious, and because you always hear things slightly different. And what I found is that going over it a couple times, I actually get a lot more information out of it. But doing it live, I mean, this is the first time I've listened to this too, you know, and some of it, I'm sure there's stuff there that I'm not getting, and, you know, maybe you guys are, or maybe somebody else would hear it. But when you go through it a few times, you know, it pulls a lot more out. But
yeah, I mean, there's some people
to just do it live and organic. There's definitely very clear stuff, you know, that you hear.
Yeah, and some people don't hear it. You know, some people don't like it.
Some people don't hear it even after you tell them exactly what it says. You know, it's weird. I mean, language is a little
it's
bit
that
weird.
audio pareidolia thing too,
Yeah.
like the green needle thing, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes
Where you
And then
say,
sometimes you hear different. You listen to it twice, you hear a totally different thing.
yeah. So I mean, if you,
and I've had that happen too. Like that Manson clip that you bring up, where it says,
Oh yeah, it's clear as day to me. Yeah, that one. Yeah,
they say
absolutely,
she
yeah.
didn't do it, but when I listened to it, I heard that when you said that, but I also heard something entirely different. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I also heard something entirely different in there that you didn't pick up on. So, you know, it's got this, you know, to each their own interpretation, I guess, is a good way to put it. Like you hear things and
well, for John, pull your machete back out and hack our way out of the jungle, because we got 15 minutes left before we got a GTFO. I got to get something to eat, man. I'm just sitting here thinking about tacos. I know that.
And tacos, huh?
I know.
Tacos were in the chat. That's what happens.
I know.
Yeah. Putting tacos in the chat.
All right, go ahead.
All right, let's roll a little more here and see what we come up with.
One for Sam. For Sam. Yeah.
Okay, serve one for Sam, whoever Sam is. For Sam.
Son of Sam. Yeah.
Massive numbers. One for Sam. For Sam.
He said sermon for Sam. Sermon for Sam.
Okay.
Zero house robberies and burglaries all up
I heard in the law sealed up.
by zero.
Okay, you get the law sealed up.
Zero house law seen the life that were
Is the law that saved my life.
with felony assaults, robbery of house law seen the life that were off you breathe and the dome.
Okay.
He
so,
said you offered me something.
Yeah. I said, let's do that again.
Much more than that the year before, with felony assaults, robberies, and burglary. Zero house law seen the life that were off you breathe and the dome.
It's something we're all feeding you and that we're all scum. That's what I heard.
Do it again, because I
Much more than that the year before, with felony assaults, robberies, and burglaries all up by
Okay.
all up by law zero house law seen the life that were off you breathe and the dome.
So
I thought I heard him say something about see the left.
See, no,
Yeah,
it
see the
says-
left something in the gnomes.
I
No.
heard, and we've got the law sealed up, is what I heard there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Much
man.
more than that the year before, with felony assaults, robberies, and burglaries all up by
Let me zoom in a little bit here so I can clip it at the right spot.
below zero. This is it.
Okay, yeah, we got the law sealed up.
The zero house law seen the left that were
Something about seeing
with
the
felony
left.
assaults, robbery, house law seen the left
Law is seeing the life
that were off you breathe and the dome.
that will all be
Much
free.
more than that the year before, off you breathe and the dome.
That we breathe and they're all scum. All right, so he's got the law sealed up in the life that we breathe and they're all scum. Okay, that's a pretty direct statement.
Raise hell, Nestor, Peter, Bazooka.
Raise hell.
York was up 30% last year. Raise hell, Nestor, 30%.
Raise hell and I serve.
Nestor, Peter, Bazooka, you
And I serve the earth.
in New York with Bazooka, you know,
Okay, so.
Meanwhile, overall crime in New York was up 30% last year.
Let's slow this down. It's raise hell.
Raise hell, Nestor, Peter, Bazooka, in the mouth.
And I serve the earth a berserker. I serve the berserk law on you. Raise hell and I serve the berserk law on you. That's what it says.
They immediately had to take it down.
And this, with a kiss, he will reveal it.
Who have done this to President
Those who have done this put sin on you.
Has given me the theme.
Something has given me the theme.
Satan has given me the theme. That's exactly what I heard too.
Meet the team of executives. Has given me the theme.
Satan has given me the theme. Of, let's see what he says next.
Yeah, but what I be.
He might have said Satan.
Even had a web page.
He might have said Satan has given me the team. Team. He might have said Satan has given me the team.
Could be the team or the theme. Yeah. I mean, either way, it makes sense.
He's talking about bringing people into his cabinet right now and forward, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
even had a web page. Meet the team of executives who have done this to President Trump. That was the title. Isn't that nice?
Oh, he's talking about.
Okay, so now see if it says.
He's talking about the other side having the team of executives. That's done
so
bad
see if he says they've given me the team. Satan has given me the team.
Has given me the team.
I think he's given me the theme.
Meet the team of given me the theme.
Yeah, it's definitely theme. He's given me the theme.
Continue.
Yeah, but what I be. Even had a web page, yeah. But what I be.
Get in the know what they get what out of it. Get what out of eat, he says. It's a false aid.
The DA's office, false aid.
The demons killed it.
I'd like to meet them. Demons killed her.
My demons killed her. Okay. My demons killed something.
Isn't that great? Oh, I love them. I'd like to meet them.
My demons kill. I'm evil. Yeah. There you go. Demons.
Trump was being treated very unfairly. How about that? Quit because they thought
what they suck it. I heard something about a fancy.
But hope is never lost because various processes are it's
all a fancy portal.
I thought I heard him say something about taking control of a portal.
Yeah, it says it's all a fancy portal.
Huh.
But hope is never lost because various prosecutors in the DA's office also
Okay, it's the fancy portal part.
It's all a fancy portal.
It's all a fancy portal, so I'm not sure what he says before that, but
when he falls into lizard when he falls into lizard, then whatever fancy portal. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
hey, we're at the top of the hour, man. 3 minutes till the end of this top of the hour. So, do you want to continue, or is this because I got to get something to eat?
Well, if you want to get something to eat, poll the chat. If they want to keep going, I'll stick around. If not,
All right. Well, you can stick around as long as you want on the network, right? Because I can close down YouTube, and then there's nothing to do. You could just take off when you're done on the stream. You know what I mean? You could just jump. Can you just go on the broadcaster right now? If I exit on the broadcaster, can you just go on there?
I could.
All
Well,
right.
actually,
Are you on
I
the
don't
wrong
know if I have
machine?
permissions on this YouTube channel. I was gonna say I could just shut down the stream, but I'm not on that machine.
Yeah, no, it's all right. But you can just get on the network though from this machine, right?
Well, we could always just do more of this next time too. I mean,
Get more organic, Sharpton. There'll always be more.
All right.
there'll always be more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to. Yeah, I'm ready to.
We've heard plenty of interesting stuff from Trump tonight. I think.
Yeah, Ronan's saying about the portal over the White House. There was some flack about weird thing people were seeing over the top of the White House last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I did hear somebody talking about that recently about the
We're gonna have to
portal
look into
over
that for next time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
fancy portal over the White
Did you
House.
see that red?
See, I didn't even catch that. That's a good one.
And did you see that red ring that appeared a couple weeks ago? There was like a weird a red ring that appeared over in Italy. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, that was weird too. There's all kinds of weird shit going on.
Well, I think is it this week or next week or sometime really soon? There's going to be a comet passing over us that we should be able to see with the naked eye too.
Night
of the green one, right? The
Yeah,
green
yeah.
one.
The green Kachina.
The green comet. Yeah, that sounds like a
Yeah.
superhero.
All right.
comet.
Well, we've gone from Russian face slapping to this, and now it's time to go. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for the donations. We really appreciate them, and hopefully, all things considered, you can take it easy tomorrow. And we're not going to be doing Wake and Bake tomorrow. So, but I'll probably come do something in the evening before Epic Journeyman's on at 8 o'clock Pacific tomorrow for Epic Insights Independent Broadcast Network. My name's Jimmy. That's Epic Journeyman. That's Rock and Rio. It's 10 p.m. Pacific. We're out of here on IBN. IBN's gone, and now YouTube. Hey, we're getting ready to see you later.
Yeah, enjoy your ham and eggs tomorrow, all you pagans.
Ham and eggs. How about some green eggs and ham?
You know, you can sing Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 from Pink Floyd and do the actual words from Green Eggs and Ham, and it works perfectly.
Doesn't surprise
Just think
me.
about that.
In
Just
the rain.
think
Yeah,
about
totally.
that even from the perspective of ham and eggs, right? How common is that?
That's burning.
Ham and eggs is all about Easter and the fertility.
Yeah,
of
it is actually. Yeah.
ham and eggs.
It's all about Bernays. And speaking of Bernays, I've not seen Bernays sauce in any of the chats for a
Lately,
long
no.
time.
Yeah, I wonder.
And
what
hopefully
he's
Bernays.
out there. He's listening. He's hiding.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He was going through some health shit, so it makes me a little.
Yeah. Hope he's well. Hope everybody else is well too. So.
Yeah. We'll see you guys
Peace to
later.
everybody.
Thanks for being here, eh?
Then tell me where